Hi, welcome everyone to another episode of Professional Roundtable. It's once again we have today invited a guest that will be talking to us on a topic that we have never really like explored before, which is on logistic and supply chain. And I have the privilege of inviting my dear friend Adnin, whom we worked together before on this episode of Professional Roundtable. But before we go into that, let's introduce you to Arrows Education. And we are from Arrows Education. We are a education consultancy and agency that we basically helps you to realize your dream of studying abroad. We have coverage over 30 over countries around the globe, working with over 2,500 universities, education institutions, and bodies, offering thousands of courses in all sorts of fields, from K-12 to PhD, you name it. We would love to help you to get to these countries and realize your dream of studying abroad. We are possibly the most affordable support service that you can find in university application, visa application, as well as university placement as well. Um, with that, it's really easy to get in touch with us. Visit our websites on arrowstransactions.com. And on our website, complete an application form, upload all your necessary documents like your results, your transcript. And that would really help us to help analyze your qualifications and what would be available for you. And we will contact you on WhatsApp, reach out to you, and we will help you process your application and receive an admission offer. We will also would be happy to help you manage your visa applications and for all your travels as well. And so feel free to reach out to us on all our social media accounts, and you can take this step towards realizing your dream of studying abroad. With that, yeah, it's such a privilege to have with us Adnin. Like I mentioned, he's a dear friend of mine. We work together. He literally sit right next to me when we're working together. We have so many shared topics together, and when we are having a conversation, um, even though we're working in the same department, both of us are actually from very different fields and industry. And he has a very interesting pathway that very different from what I always talk about, because as you know, I hard sell engineering a lot. And finally, we have, some guests who does not only talk about engineering, but actually alternatives that you can take as well. And without further ado, maybe I'd love to invite Adnin. Hi, Adnin. If
Hi,
you, yeah, good to
thanks
have
for
you here
having
with
me
us.
today, Joash.
Yes, yes. Um,
And thanks
yeah,
to Education as well
yes.
for being able to host me. Yeah,
Thank you very much for coming on to
Yeah, thanks for
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Would you
yeah.
tell us a little bit about who
Mhm.
you are, and what's your education path? What's your background here? Yeah.
So, hello everyone. So, my name is Adnin. You can just call me Adnin, right? So, um, basically, currently I'm working as a business analyst. Currently in Intel, right? So previously, I'm working with Joash, like what he said, right? Previously, I'm working as a business process analyst. So I'm doing a lot of roles in the analyst role, right, for different parts of the companies. But right now, I'm currently working with Intel. So basically, my background is actually not related to IT or engineering. My background is more to the business, right? So business management, particularly, I'm started as in diploma logistics and supply chain management. However, I didn't actually pursue my studies in the exact the same actually area. I'm going I actually pursue my study and further my study in operations management. So, and afterwards, right? So after I basically out from university. I graduated. I'm actually working in the multiple roles, which is not exactly similar to each other. So every role that I'm taking on right now is actually a different role. I would love to like maybe share some of my experience and how I get this far, and also how I do actually I pave a way to something that I like. So
Mm.
yeah. So
Wow.
that's my actually a brief on introductions on my previous background.
Yeah, yeah. This is why I find it so interesting to invite you here with us. Simply because like your
Mm.
pathway, it's really not conventional. There has been a lot
Yeah.
of changes, and you have been showing a lot of flexibility, um,
Yep.
in pivoting, in making those changes as well. Yeah, and so let's talk about a little bit about logistic, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
You started off with that logistic and supply chain. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, can you let us know like what is it really like roughly what is it about and what do you study? Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just being honest with you. During my when I finished my school, my middle school, I'm not actually know what is logistics about. So
Mm,
where when I'm actually applying for it, this is looks cool, right? It's a logistics, some kind of logi or something. I didn't know the exact meaning of the logistics. To be
mm,
honest, to be real with you, so I'm actually like I learned to love it when I start studying with it. And then the first time I know what's the meaning of logistics is the first day during my diploma. So logistics to be like really easy, right? To be in the really layman term, it's a movement of something, right? It's from point A to point B. That's all, right? That's logistics. But in the broad way, in the education way, there is a lot of areas or a lot of things that logistics right now, right, that we can learn, and also we can dive into. Right, even now I'm working as a business analyst for logistics for Intel. So we are actually a global team, right, that making sure all the logistics behind all the Intel, from wafer, from chip, right, until it become a finished goods, right? It's really efficient and smooth. So I'm just a tiny bit of gear, right, to move this along. And then also my specific role is on the system integrations, how exactly these systems will behave and also really fit our logistics needs. So logistics
mm,
is quite simple for in the terms, right? It's actually moving from point A to point B. But how do you, right, actually move, right, from the other part of the world to another part of the world, right? You have a multiple factory, right? So
mm,
it's not a finished good, right? So we have a multiple factories. We are taking care a lot of like processes, and then we need to make sure everything is go smoothly and then most efficiently, so we can save costs and also time, right? And then
mm,
and by the end of the day, we have a finished goods. So and then we have, I think, in our title also we have a supply chain, right? So supply chain is a like a bigger picture of logistics. Supply chain is the movement of product, right, from raw material until the end, right, until the end products.
mm,
That's the supply chain itself. So it's including the raw material, the manufacturing, the transportations, and also until to the end customer, right? You have to clear away, right? So how you get maybe you have a fruits, right, in your fridge, right? You have an apple, right? Where do you think it came from, right? Sometimes it came from maybe from Australia, right? So how it gets here, but it's still not right. It's still good enough for you to eat, right? Until now, there is some really good system behind it to make sure that it came here at on times, and also can deliver the products, right, to be consumed. And it's similar to other things as well. We have the chips, right? So we actually to build a phone, right, we need multiple chips that came from multiple parts of the world. So we need to make sure that all this supply chain is being produced and procured, right? And then it came to manufacturing, and then it came to the customers. So it's a to be honest, is just an end-to-end flow for the supply chains.
Mm,
For logistics, it's just a part of the supply chains. So if we
mm,
talk about supply chains, there is a lot. Manufacturing, engineering, everything is a part of
wow.
supply chains.
Yeah.
So yep.
So basically, so
Mm,
the way I understand it is logistic is
mm,
asking the question that, hey, I
mm,
now have a
mm,
finished product and I want to
mm,
move it to another city or
mm,
another country to be delivered to the customer over there. How
yeah,
do I move it to there? But supply
correct.
chain is an even broader uh, sense, which is asking how did
Mm,
this piece of bread actually ended up on my hand and ready to eat, right? So like what
correct.
are the raw
Exactly.
materials, who do I get it from, and
Mm,
what are things involved? And it's not just
yeah.
I'm guessing it's not just about movement, logistic. What are the things like elements in supply chain and in logistic?
Yeah. Logistics in term, right, is a movement.
Mm,
But in the context of like maybe in the educations, right, it's involved and also in the business, right, logistics it involves transportations. We
mm,
have a warehouse, right? We have uh, we have a custom period, we have the regulations, right?
mm,
So there is a lot, there is a incoterms, right? There is an international trades, there is a legal entity behind it. So
legal.
it has a system, right? So to make sure that it's deliver is on time, yeah, it's not really like maybe it's not just fast, right? Sometimes we need to delay it, right? Because we want to save some money, right? Not everything that we need we want to prioritize or we want to ship it as soon as possible. Sometimes we need to delay it because that can save us a lot of money, right? Sometimes we have a lot of means of logistics. Let's say we have by air, right? By land, and also we have by oceans. We have a ship by oceans. We have a truck. We have airplanes. So in a broader sense, right, even logistics have a lot of what I can say, right? Everything have a logistics. There's a lot of area that you can fit in, right?
Mm,
It's
And
just
yeah.
that if you start like start the educations or you start to learn about logistics, actually you can fit in anywhere because
Mm,
everything has logistics, right?
wow.
So you can go to airport, you can go to warehouse, right? For all the factory, must have a warehouse, some kind of warehouse,
Yeah.
and then you can go to the transportation company, right? There is a transportation, and then there is also if in the government sector as well, we have customs, right? How to regulate it, right? So you need to understand about logistics to understand this. This is about export and also import as well. So it's part of logistics. So
Mm,
even logistics is a big enough, it's a big chunk of like supply chains actually.
wow. So
So
it's a simple
mm.
question to answer, but the answer is quite complicated. So wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, Dr.
Yeah,
Basedi, you want to ask some question?
the
yeah, two
misconception of
things.
okay, sorry, go on.
Yeah, sorry, I
Just
just got
yep.
curious when you started.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to address two things. The first one is you understood or you started to understand logistics when
Yep.
you were already in the classroom. So, how did you even end up? How did you end up going to study logistics when you actually have no idea what it's all about? That's my first question. And then my second
Okay.
question is about what you just said now. Like within logistics, we have, I mean, issues that have to do with maybe the laws and these rules and international
Mm-hmm.
treaties and all that. So, does someone within the logistic field have to
Mm-hmm.
learn all of these things and be good with each of these things, or do we have people specializing in, for example, logistic law? Is there anything like that?
Yeah. There is.
Those are
Okay,
my
let,
two questions.
let me start a bit, right? Why I'm actually, even before I came to logistics, I didn't know logistics. I just learned it when my first day going into the logistics, right? Because I actually one of those that doesn't know where I want to go, right? After I finish the middle school. So I
Okay.
just pick up, right? So, well, I'm always a logical guy, even through my middle school, right? I dislike math because I cannot relate it to real, right? To the real life, right? But when I start a logistic, why I can pick up it like really fast, and also I can actually relate it to me, right? Because we can see it, right? It's real. You can see all the trucks coming in, coming out, right? We have a toll, we have a highway, why we have a railway station. You can actually imagine that those things because it's real. It's in front of you. You have a aeroplane. There's a logistic of people, right? So it's actually they ship out all the people from one point to one another, right?
Yeah,
So
we're the goods.
that's yeah. And then we are the goods, right? We are the products actually, right?
Mm.
Our satisfaction is the product. So it's it's easy for me to actually relate to it. So when I said, "Oh, okay, this makes sense," why we have, and then on your second questions, right? There is what we call is Incoterms, right? For you to ship out to from one point to another, you need to have a clear Incoterms. Incoterm is an international commercial terms, right? So when you are actually handing this what we call it a product or the ownerships of a product, right, to another parties, right? It's always one party to another, right? That's why we are shipping it out, right? So during the movement of international, you need to know what the point is. When it's arrived to the country, is it already the ownership already transferable to the other parties or not yet? Because this will determine who the one that paying the tax, right? Who the one that actually owning the transportations or the security of that products, right? So for those that are thinking that if you are actually the person that are really logical or like you really want to down to the earth, right? You don't want to think a lot, right? Inventing a lot, right? So it's just like a simple logic and also simple calculation from point A point B, right? So you are good. You can go to the logistics areas because logistics is if you see is this conception is just a thrust, right? It's just a movement from point A to point B. But there is a lot of things that you can actually find out, right, in the logistic area whereby we need to have a proper planning. You need to have a proper route, right? You need to have a proper transportation means, and then how do you want to save your money? Because most of the goods that you have right now, sometimes, right, 70% of the cost coming from the logistics. So if you
Mm.
improve the logistics, right, you can trickle down and also you can lower down a lot of your products uh,
Wow.
product cost itself.
Yeah.
So that's how important is logistics, right?
Wow.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
why, right, some of the product, right, you buy it from offshore is much more
Cheaper.
cheaper than here, and then some is not. Yeah, because most of it is because of logistics.
Logistics.
Yeah,
Yeah. What I'm
I
what
don't
I'm
know if that
hearing.
help.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I
Mm,
think I
yep.
think what I'm
Mm,
hearing is that even just that
mm,
short chain of logistic itself, there are so many different areas that you can be an expert of. That
correct.
actually you need multiple people to try to answer one question as well. So once you're in
Uh,
logistic, there seems to it seems to open you up to a lot of different opportunities that you can do as well as a career.
yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
think in our previous company when we were working together in that company, the oldest, longest serving employee in the company is actually a logistic expert. And she's so expert at what she does is that every single decision of logistic goes through her. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, she becomes like in so valuable to the company that we cannot lose her. Yeah,
Yep.
and
Yep.
she's so key to it. And because you know in I remember she told me that when you're doing logistic, relationship
Mm.
matters a lot
Correct.
when
Correct.
you are
Correct.
dealing
Correct.
with government sectors, and she
Yeah.
was able to build all this relationship, and so
Hmm.
has made her so valuable in the company. And I think the
That
company
is
pays her
tough.
quite handsomely as well, because
They should, if you
because
don't want
she
to pay
Yeah.
some.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, she's been in the company
Dude,
for like 15 years, I think. Yeah.
you just imagine how important logistics is, right? You trying to expedite all the NPI, new product introductions, right? The first thing, right? You you solve a lot of effort to procure a raw material, and then you want to manufacture. You spend a lot of things, right, to speed up all the manufacturing process, improvement process, until right it become end product, and then you want to ship out, and then you can't do that because you have some legal problem. You don't have proper means to ship it, and then sometimes like the real one, right? The recent one is the tariff, right? Suddenly we have a
Mm,
tariff, right? How do you want to navigate that? You need a
mm,
logistic people, and then to advise you, okay, how best we want to do this, how we want to mitigate this. Is
mm,
there any way that we can go around this tariff? So, so that's the thing, right? So if you it's actually a last point of context before it's reaching out to the customer. That's how important it is. Is even though it's a last point, right? You just imagine how big the effort is to make sure the product is produced. I think you
mm,
know, Kawai, right? You are from engineering stuff. You engineering background to get it out, right? All the failure rates, all the like the engineering hurdle that you need to overcome before you can get it out from it, and then you cannot ship it out. Right. So this
yeah,
is a point that it cannot fail.
yeah,
So
yeah.
logistic is a point that is cannot fail. So you are if you are going, you are really a perfect, like you like a perfect you are perfect persons, or you really like a perfectionist, right? So it's a good, actually it's a good career for you, because you need to make sure everything is perfect, even
Mm,
though like your plan A is fail, right? You need to have another business continuity plan, which is your second plan B. And then
mm,
even your plan B fail, they must be to be
See,
have a plan C. So it's need to be kick up like really fast. If it
mm,
fail, you need to immediately kick out your another plan. So
right.
you need to think a lot, and then need to be on time. And
Yeah,
most of the logistic guy, right? So actually doesn't really have some have a work life balance. Some it's not. So it's just a nature of it.
yeah,
So just need, if you plan it well, then you have a work life balance. If you not plan well, maybe you don't have to.
yeah. So what
So
a
yeah.
yeah. So when you're
Mm,
picking when
mm.
you picked up logistic and you learn more about it, right? I'm pretty
Yep.
sure you also learn more about why certain people does not want to take logistic or supply chain as a subject to pursue. Like what are some of the misconception about logistic and supply chain that stops people from coming to learn that?
Uh, that part maybe is I'm not sure what's stopping them, to be honest, right? Because even me, I just exactly jump right to logistics, but it's not logistics is not just about trucks.
Yeah.
It involves planning, right, systems, and also data. So you need to have a proper planning, you need to have a proper data, you need to have a proper management to make sure that the logistics, and there is actually a challenge every day that you need to solve.
Yeah.
And it's a really good career, actually. It's make yourself think, yeah, constantly how you want to improve, how
Mm,
do you want to minimize this cost, right? Because everything is on you, right?
yeah.
Not many people actually going through this, but academically, right? Even
Mm,
for maybe I'm not sure for PhD and so on, but actually it's a really exciting, right?
yeah.
For logistics career.
Yeah.
So it's not. for me, the education is not that hard, right, to
Mm.
understand and also to learn off. But um, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't feel that anyone should hold back, right? Want to learn logistics. It's
Yeah.
easy than the engineering, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot more easy because it's a
Yeah.
business, right? So
I
it's a
get
business management, and then also the career is everywhere.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can actually everywhere. Even supermarket have
every
logistics.
field. Yeah, every.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
What?
even warehouse I have even
Yeah.
supermarket have their own stocking, warehouse, racks, and so on. They need
Yeah.
someone to manage it. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
guess
Dr. Bosedi, what are some of the images that comes up when we talk about logistics?
I think I'm not sure if I heard him quite right when he was speaking. You know, like when you hear someone is a medical doctor, the first or maybe some of the images that comes to your mind will be a lab coat and a stethoscope. So when you hear logistics, the kind of thing that comes to mind will be something like a trailer.
Yeah, trucks.
Be like
Yeah,
first thing
exactly.
that comes to mind, trucks,
Mm-hmm.
vehicles. I mean, all these courier services that we see move things
Mm-hmm.
around here. Those are the kind of images you get. But of course,
Mm-hmm.
we can understand that it's more than that because some of these
Right.
things are quite important for young people. If
Mm.
the only image I get in my head is of truck, I probably will not be thinking of a career in that line.
Mm.
But if I understand that the truck part is a very, very small part of all that goes into
Mm-hmm.
logistics, and people can understand that, which is what you are making us to understand this evening. I think that's a very good one for young people to understand that hey, this could be a fine career path for you. So
Mm-hmm.
I now want to ask you this question. I mean, going back to where we are coming from, I mean, your choice, not really your choice, but you ended up in there and then you loved
Mm-hmm.
it.
Ah.
So
Mm-hmm.
now there are always situations where they will say, I mean, we advise young people, people advise others that see your passion,
Mm-hmm.
your passion could be a pointer to your life career. So, for
Mm-hmm.
example,
Mm-hmm.
if you
Mm-hmm.
love to take care of people, you should probably get a career in the medical field.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
like to be, sell things and meet people, you should probably get a career in marketing or sales. So, if what kind of passion or interest could be a pointer to a career in logistics?
Okay. Just to be to make sure I clarify myself, right? I started out at logistics, right? And then, but my path, right, my road is a roller coaster. To be honest, right, I thought my passion in logistics. That's my first thoughts, right? When I started learning in education, I started in my diploma in logistics. I want to be a logistician. I want to further study in my logistic as well. But the gods know more than me, right? And then they have more better plans than me. During my applications to pursue my study in degree, right? Uh, Somehow, right, during my application, they forgot to put logistic as one of the application or one of the options.
Is
So
going on.
yes, so during that time, right, I have no choice. So I picked the second best options for me, which is operations management, right? So operations management is entirely is not logistics. It's another part of the history is a process improvement of process operations, how the manufacturing is trying to produce their system is part of supply chains, right? It's one big part as well. In supply
Mm.
chain, we have operations management, we have logistics. So I'm going to that operations management. So I thought that this is bad for me, right? So but somehow, right, this is my only chance to further my study. So I just accept it. And then even when I joined the university, I actually talked to dean. I asked, why you didn't put the options. No, we put the option. And then they clarified with the IT, they forgot to put it. And then I said to them, okay, so this is your mistake. So I want to change it to logistic cost, right? They're trying to bring me to the Senate, right? And then even though they go into the Senate, right, it's not approved. So I already accept my fates, right? Going to the operations
Interesting.
management. But along the way, after 4 years, I finished my study degree. I take a longer route, right, to learn. I spent about 3 years to learn about logistics, and I spent another 3 years and a half to learn about operations. And for God's sake, I really grateful on that, because why, right? It's opened up, right, more possibility for me when I'm going out for a career, right? I have a much better choice. Not only I can go and also apply, right, for logistics, but I also can apply for operations. So that's my first job is, right, which is I'm a planner, right, for manufacturing. I'm a production planner. I started as a production planner. So I'm working how to make sure that all this material is on time and to be produced in the manufacturing lines. So even without my schedule, they does even the operators or even the lines, right, won't have anything to produce, right? They are waiting for my schedules. So I need to make sure all the materials is ready, everything's right, to make sure. And then also there is a lot of planning, priority, and also checking of the shortages, how to get the right, and then ship it on time to the customers. So we are meeting the deadlines every day. So it's a really tough job, but I learned a lot on that. And then I'm really grateful on that. My first experience, I working as a production planner for 5 years before I met Joash. So afterwards, right, even though I'm doing planning, right, my actually, if you ask me, my really uh, my real strength is lie into the IT stuff, right? More I like to tinker about the IT things, right? So even though I'm in planning, I pave my way, right? I'm always like raising my hand if there is any system migration. Oh, okay, I want to test that. And then I'm troubleshooting a lot of the system, right? Even though our planning system itself, I exploring, right? How to make sure that we can improve this and that, right? So I pave my way that way. So along the way, they give me a role as a subject matter expert in terms of like system for planning. Right? Even though I am planner, but I'm actually that time I didn't become planner anymore. I'm moving my roles, right? I'm moving towards analyst role, which is more to consultancy, right? How to improve things around, how to make sure this system is working as intended. And then I joined Joash, right? And going into the business process. So it's a business process is more dear to me, or like really dear to me in terms of like my degree, right? We do the process improvement, we understand the process, and then we do the mapping, right? And then we have a stakeholder management. I learned a lot from Joy himself. It's a new system as well. So it's I think my second system that I have a hands on. So uh my strength is lie in the systems and all on the IT stuff, right? On the data analytics and also the system integration and so on. That's what I like. So I pave my way itself. I try to be pronounced enough, and then I try to give more feedback, right, during any system enhancement and so on. So during that time, I also got another offer from Intel. Right now, I'm a business analyst. I'm not exactly doing the operations for logistics, right? It's like driving the car or like managing people. No, no. I'm an analyst for systems. So
Yeah.
I make sure all the system I need to understand all the process for logistics. So this is the only I just here for 1 year. So I learned a little. I need to recall again what I remember during my diploma days, right, in the logistics and also warehousing area. So I need to recall again all of my knowledge back then, and then I need to for my role right now. So, but
Yeah.
actually, once you understand the process, right, you can do basically anything that you like, right? But
Wow.
I think the best thing is don't fix your like imagination, and also to be really frustrated what you have now. you
Mm.
you can get whatever you have now, right? But during the career, right, you can pace your own way. How do you want to steer your way to your own leading, right? To your own strength, and also to your own likeness. So for me, I like the system. I even on my free time, I also do some troubleshooting for a computer and laptop repair and so on. So this is what I like to do. This
Yeah.
is me, right? So I try to integrate and also pace my way, right, for work, right, to fit my needs as well. So I do what I want to do, and then also when I think I don't fit in, right, I just quiet down, right, I just do my work there, just like usual, right. But when something that I like, right, I will immediately try to show my way, and then see and show my keenness in learning, and also trying new things, right? So
Yeah.
and it's very important for you to be honest on yourself, what you like and what you don't like, right?
Mm.
So, and then you need to tell people as well, oh, this is what I like to do, let me do it, right? It's okay for you to try, right? No
Yeah.
one, right? Yeah, no one will know until you try it, right? you
Yeah.
you seem, oh, this is good for me, yeah, just try it.
Yeah.
Don't
So
have that.
yeah. So it's so amazing
Even
that
yep.
yeah, it's so amazing that you uh
Mm,
that faith kind of play a little bit of roles in
mm,
steering how you are. Like you didn't end up
mm.
doing what you really want to do, which is logistic. You just fell in love with it, but then for some reason that was not being offered to you. But you
Yeah,
wouldn't let those things frustrate your plan, and you were
correct.
able to make the best out of the situation, which is an ability that I feel
Mm,
like as young people really need to develop, because sometimes the life just deals you with different cards, right? And
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
card that you play with, and it's important that you don't be frustrated and
Mm,
feel like, oh man, I'm going to give up everything simply because I'm not being dealt with the cards that I want. That's not true, right? You can still make a career
mm,
out of it. You can still make the best of what you have,
yep.
and be flexible, be quick to learn,
Yeah, yep.
and you will still be able to find success in a way that nobody else's can.
That
Yeah.
that's some good analogy you have, right? You have a card, don't throw it away.
Yeah, you have
Use
the
your
cards.
card for your own, right? Don't throw it away, right?
Yeah.
So you have all the opportunity, you grab it, and then you
Mm,
try to make the full use of it.
yeah.
Don't throw it away until you have a more better card, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yes.
so true.
I think I am also getting something that I want to
Mm,
maybe highlight a little. The fact
mm,
that,
mm.
especially as you mentioned, you started getting interested in IT. Uh,
Yep.
Mm,
at what point did this start?
That's recently actually. After 6 years, right? I'm in the manufacturing, right?
Okay.
And then right now I have I have a chance, right, to go into the IT sections, because they saw me. Okay, this guy is good with the system, and then he already have a hands-on a lot. I'm become SME, meaning that I'm the tester for previous system migration and system enhancement. But right now I'm the one that running the show.
yeah.
So
But before
because
but
I'm
before
I'm
that,
a user before, so I'm
yeah.
running the shows.
But
That's
before
Yeah.
that,
So
even in your own free time, you were also already at home, like learning about IT, tinkering with
yeah,
electronics. When did that part
that's
start,
correct.
right? How
Oh,
did
I
that
think
part start?
I think this part start. I think starting. I think even from my middle school, I really like to play with to play with my computer. I try to tinkering around the system, but it's my father's computer, right? So during that time, it's like
Yeah.
really
So
expensive.
why I
So
was
he gives like really limited use to it.
okay.
So during my diploma days, right? Actually, my friends have having a lot of like computer problem, where they have a problem installing software, they have a problem of sluggish performance, right? And then sometimes they are getting a virus, everything, right? So I raise my hand. I want to do it free. Just give it to me. I will experiment it. But there is a risk. I say to them, there's a catch, right? Whatever I did, if I broke it, I don't want to be responsible for it. This is an experiment because I
That's,
want to do it.
so I
But
want to
yeah,
tinker, I want to experiment, but on other people's computer, not mine.
yeah,
I
exactly.
was I
And
was trying to highlight that because, like we said at the beginning, there are
yeah,
many young people who are they are not
yeah,
sure. They are not sure which direction they should go. I was wondering
correct.
because you said from middle school you already knew this, so I was wondering what happened. Why didn't you just go for maybe computer science or IT or something when you
Uh,
were going to?
that's a good question. Actually, I did talk. Actually, during that time, I did talk to adults. Adults. So I mean, adult is my brother-in-law. I said to my brother-in-law, abang is a brother, right? So Abang, do you know, is it okay for me to go to the IT section, like ICT or something? I want to take a degree. And they, no, don't do that, right? Right now, there is a lot of like IT folks are going already in the software engineering and so on. Already a flood of graduates in that area, right? And then the worst part is I'm taking that advice. So I didn't go for IT.
You
I
didn't know
go for
better,
logistics.
so
Yeah, this is because I say, oh, it's already a lot. But actually, it's not true. Until now, the IT flow is needed.
of course. Yeah, so but I
But
think
actually,
the good thing there is that you are finding your way back to it now. So, and I think
yes,
that's a message for young people. You can always cycle back. You can always cycle
yeah,
back to where you should be,
yeah,
where you want to
mm,
be. It's never too
mm,
late to pursue your passion. I think that's
correct,
something
correct.
that they need to know because a lot of times we do have cases where because young people couldn't make up their mind on exactly what they want to do, then they are
Mm,
delaying and they are not making any progress. But you started with something, logistics, then from logistics to operations, from operations to business analysis, and then now you're trying to cycle your way back to IT. And
Yeah.
the truth,
yes, yes,
all of the experiences you've had, all of the journey you have taken is going to play a very big role in wherever you find yourself. And I think that's one key thing that young people need to know that
correct.
you will find your way. You will find your way, but don't sit down because you don't know what you should be doing for. I mean, exactly like 100% now. Even if
Mm,
it's just a 10% or a 2%, start the journey and then
Mm,
you will find your way as you go on all
yeah.
around. Yeah, I think that that's a
Yeah.
very big message for our
And
youth.
that's
correct.
And that's exactly what Arrow's education strives to do. We want to be able to help you process through those things as well. And it is our profession, yeah, our expertise in looking at all the cards that you've been dealt with, and just helping, like advising you what the best way to move forward. And more than that, we helped you to take that step as well, in processing all the necessary paperwork and applications. We even advise you which are the best universities that that is available for you to access, and how you can get there. And so if you are dealing with questions like that, a lot of confusion, like even just thinking about whether you're not going into logistic or not, like or any other subjects or courses that you want to go to, come talk to us. Go to our website, reach out to us, and we have a consultant to help you navigate through that, right? So reach out to us. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, any I mean, like your journey, like it feels like all over the place, but here's where you are. Fantastic, by the way, which means that your life can be can be confusing, can be messy, but you're still somewhere. And sometimes life can be exciting like that. I think you describe it as a roller coaster ride. It's very scary, but it looks like everybody still wants to play roller coaster. So so yeah,
Exactly.
what are some of the probably some of the advice that you have for students, and even their parents, right? What are some of the advice that you would like to share?
I I think right. When choosing maybe for your future, right, it doesn't mean that you only need to go through a really like don't set anything instant yet, right? You need to be flexible, and then you need to know what you want, right? And then what you want to do, and then what do you like to do, right? Because it's impacting a lot what you do next in future, and how successful you can go, right? You I think I think it's a cliche, right? You will be successful if you do what you like, right? But it doesn't mean that you cannot do well on what you don't like as well.
Yeah.
Mm,
And then even those that on what you don't like, right? There is something that you can like. Some area maybe you like more than the other area, right? So you focus on that, right? Don't say anything in stone, and then maybe being flexible and try to make to make the most of the opportunity that being given to you, right? Sometimes we think that we are not ready. It's not because we are not ready. We just not started up. Right? Once you started, like today, today sessions, right? With a great panelist here, with Doctor I'm actually out of the place, but I think once we started that, right, we will know how to navigate to it, right? And then I think being true of yourself, what you want to do, and committed, be kind to everyone's, and seek help, right? And then ask a lot of questions, right? And then sometimes, right, you you cannot find any all the answer that you want, right? The exact answer is the exact answer is how when you are doing it, right? When you do it, then you know the answer, whether you like it or not, or this is for you or not, right? Did I mention I have another opportunity to become a medical officer? So I have that experience as well.
throw
So I
throw throw us more surprises, man. Like just keep surprising us today. But
That's
yeah,
So during
interesting.
wow.
my logistics diploma logistics semester break, right, I'm actually getting offers for assistant medical officers for government, right?
Mm.
So it's really hard to get that, man. And then all my friends, family say, "Oh, you should go, you should go." I did go, right? And then I become a batch leader during that first week of orientations. I'm the I'm the batch leader, and everyone look up on me. And then they bring us to tour around the hospital, right? Until it's end at the forensic area, and then I think, oh, that's it. I I'm not the guy to be doing it. It's not for me.
That's good. At least you know what you don't want to do.
Yes, yes. I will, all right. Whatever opportunity that you throw to me, I will grab it. I will try it. But if I don't like it, I will go back.
Yeah.
That's a very
Yeah.
good one. Yeah.
That's a really good
Yes,
one. Yeah. Just
yes,
catch
yes,
whatever
yes.
opportunity comes away. Try it
Yeah,
out, give it a try.
Check it out. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
If
So I
And
have
if you
one
have
more.
chance to grab it, you just grab it, and then you
yeah.
try it first. You don't like it, you can go back to the
You're
track,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So you don't set anything in stone. You try it first. You don't know, right? Until you try it. Where like the assistant medical officer is big no for me. I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah. Dr. Mercedes, you have a
Yeah,
question
I
for him?
have one last question. I wanted
Yep.
to look, maybe let's make it, because sometimes it's easier when we advise
Mm-hmm.
people, I mean, other people who are at a
Mm-hmm.
distance. But when we bring it home, it's a little bit more I'll say, more complicated. So if you were in a position, I'm assuming that maybe you are already a dad or on the way to be one. So your
Mm-hmm.
child has just walked up to you to say, "Hey, daddy, I am thinking about logistics as well as maybe IT. What do you
Uh-huh.
think? What's your advice? How will you advise?"
You mean either to choose logistic or IT?
Your child is
Yes, sir.
asking for advice from you
Mm-hmm.
to choose between logistics or what's the other one?
IT.
IT. Yeah, logistics and
IT.
IT. Maybe
Okay.
she has strength for both, she's interested in both, and then she's asking for your advice. What should I do that?
Mm, I I definitely need to, if I want to give advice, right? I need to to give a proper advice to that particular person, right? For this, maybe for that child, if they are really techies, right? Like really tech sensitive or more towards tech, understand the programming, understand how the system work. You can understand the framework behind it, the mapping, how to connect to each other. I will definitely goes to IT. But if you are, I think if you are you more to the realistic persons, you want to feel is on the ground, you are like a real persons, right? And then you are always a practical guy or practical girl, right? What right? Is a really practical and you like to be efficient, I will suggest to go for logistics.
What if they
So
are
this is how.
100% on both sides?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely can recommend both, right? Because I'm actually now both. I'm logistics person while I'm doing IT. So when you have both of the knowledge now, right, your value will become higher than those that have only one.
Definitely, definitely.
And that is the same, right? When you are dealing with when you want to go for like a really a general education, like you want to go for sorry, if I am saying this, right? You go for a general one like a business management, right? It's a really a broad area. You don't have any specific. When you want to compete with a logistics background or logistic education,
Challenging.
you will lose if you are fighting for a logistic roles. And it's similar to another role. If you want, then make it specific and learn it specific. So don't and then and then try to be good at it. And one day, right, even though in my operations management, right, um, there is a IT courses as well inside there. I really like it, and also I really excel in it. So I try to focus more on that, right? So you can do it's actually even for my child, right? I don't really set anything in stone for them. I don't really want them to become a doctor, right? Whatever I want to be a lawyer or everything. Like there is a lot of roles,
Yeah.
right, in the world now. So you
Yeah.
just need to know, even though you become a business owner later on, you need to have some kind of knowledge. Like
Mm,
if you want to start it out as a logistics company or transportation company, you need a logistic knowledge. If you
mm,
want to have maybe you want to have a restaurant, so you need to have a culinary knowledge. And it's the same thing as the other area as well. There's a lot of possibilities that you want to do, if you want to become a business owner, right? But if
yeah.
you want to be, you just keep the options open, right?
Yeah.
So and then by then you will know what you will like and what you don't like.
Mm,
Don't force yourself to do what you don't like, right? You try to uh, you try to see whether this one is you can do or you cannot do, or what and then you try to navigate yourself and then try to find something that you like in whatever you do now. And then
mm,
somehow in future, if you do really well and then you really committed enough, right? And then you will find your way in doing what you like.
yeah. Dr.
Mhm.
Bosedi, there are uh, maybe shed a bit light into this, right? There are universities that offers like a major in a certain subject and a minor in certain subject. In
mm,
cases where the person has the affinity, like shows really promising strength in two very different areas of their skills, like would that be something that you would recommend as well?
Yes, I think it's something that helps a lot because I'm not sure how that works in Malaysia, but in many other
mm,
countries, we have this situation where you can actually take minors in a completely different field and it
yeah.
enriches whatever you are doing. So you could be in the sciences and then you can go all the way into the pure arts or social
Mm,
sciences and take a minor, and you are going to build everything together as you go along. So by the time you
mm,
graduate, you have skills in both areas. And I think
mm,
that's one thing, especially now that we are living at a time where interdisciplinarity, multidisciplinarity is being encouraged. That's something that puts you ahead of many others because, like you're saying, there are so many people that knows about logistics. But when you have IT knowledge, you beat every one of them hands down. So those are the kind of things that we want young people. They are living at a time where things are much more difficult than they used to be.
Mm.
yep,
Specializations are completely not what they used to be. So now
mm,
everybody is, in fact, I was going to say the next thing that maybe Josh will want to pop our AI question because we always we always pop up the AI question anytime
that's
we're on
right.
the round table. That is one thing that I believe is going to affect the future. So if people
Mm,
have the opportunity to actually get a minor in an area that is completely different but that can enhance their major, I think that's something everyone
mm.
should go for. So maybe we can shed more light on that. Josh, over to you for the AI thing.
So are you worried AI will replace you? That's the question. Yeah, are you worried on
Um,
what are you seeing AI doing in your
right
industry?
now, for for me, AI is not there yet to replace us. It's not there yet.
Oh,
Mm.
Right?
okay.
Yeah. So
But
so for
I'm
for
sensing a but
AI
coming.
for AI we have actually it has multiple phases. Right now is on the agentic, right? Agentic AI model, which is to be agents, right? They can give some kind of agents experience, right? Like how do you do, but they cannot replace an analyst like us yet.
Yet,
Yes,
Mm.
what
maybe
about the
yet.
future?
In the future, I think they might be or they might be not. For analysts, right, it's always about like taking a bigger picture and also real down to the earth, and then we go down to the real process itself. We need to we have a data, and then also we have a real scenario that's happening in front of our eyes. We need to make sure the data is actually really exactly matched to the what happening outside there. So the data doesn't mean anything if it's not really accurate or it's not really measure what we want to improve. So that's why analysis is still needed because they want to. This is where the analysts came from, right? We are using AI a lot as well right now, but we use it for analysis. We use it for like summarizations, right? The problem solving, like some kind of like problem solving. But most of the problem solving is still being held by being being held by the analyst itself, right? Being advised by analysts. So right now, I don't think AI is not capable to to solve our real world problem yet. But I'm
Yeah,
not sure in future, right? I'm
yeah.
I'm still open. I didn't see yet. But for agentic model, right, they can do all the agents type of roles pretty well, like the customer service, right? How they do, but they are lacking of the human interactions. Right? If you right now you have a prepaid mobile, right? In the mobile also you always chat with the bots, right? You chat with the bots, and then they are trying to resolve it by chatting with you. But actually, it's not really don't have any human interaction at all, and then we don't feel it, like really um what we call it. We don't feel anything human using that. And then, but right now for analysts, yeah, we it's actually we need AI to make our job easier, but they cannot replace us
Mm,
because they cannot see the real things happening at the ground. What
mm,
happening? There is a damage. Like people are lacking, laziness. I think so. So not everything can be handled by
yeah,
AI because they cannot see the real one and then they cannot interpret it.
yeah. And
Unless, yeah, go on. Yes.
yeah. So yeah,
Mm,
that we Adnin,
mm,
both Adnin and I has been in the same job role before, which is quite interesting because we are coming from two different fields. We're
Yeah.
actually looking at the same problem at very differently. And
yep.
so I think AI is progressing for sure,
Mm,
and it's progressing to a
mm,
point where he can analyze data and actually comes out with viable solutions, suggestions, and all those things.
mm.
But I think in the current, at least for the next 5 years or so, I think people still needs that human touch
Mm.
to what we do. And yeah, and actually, ultimately, people need
I,
people
I
to
I remember I remember once of your discussions is also when your presentations about some data, all right? Statistic, you see that this data look lofty, right? You remember that, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
even the data is like doesn't look good, but AI wouldn't know
would
that
not know.
until you
Yeah,
actually trying to figure out, right? They even right now, if you use AI, right, to do some simple calculations like the capacity planning and so on, right? They make a mistake. Seriously, they are making mistake. We still need to proofread it. Maybe the way how they solve it is we can follow it, but the calculation is already out.
yeah,
So we can refer it to us, right? It's like extending our arm, right? So right now we can do much more. We have
yeah.
more things to do. We can actually think more. We can solve more problems, right? We have more
I'm
time to solve problem
Yeah,
than
I think
documenting
that's
this,
one
right?
advantage. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I
So
think it's I'm actually
mm,
interested to see
mm,
how they can improve AI to such a way that it mimics
yeah.
human decision making, because
Mm,
the most efficient path or efficient solution is not always the best path. That's what we see when we're improving like improving certain process as well, because we need to think about
yep.
who executes certain things.
Correct.
So the most efficient path means you're neglecting humans, and
Mm,
sometimes AI fails to take that into consideration as well, unless you prompt them to think differently. And
correct.
and so I think there is something about human intuition at this stage of the development that is quite unique, and I would love to see how they develop AI to mimic human intuition. And once they're able to do that, man, I'll probably start
Yeah.
sweating and worry about that.
I think
I
you should
think
So
start
actually,
worrying from
yeah.
now.
yeah, yeah. So it's such a great conversation today, and privileged to talk to Adnin today.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and we'll keep in touch. And we're likely to see more roller coaster ride in your career, and would love to continue to follow your career. Meanwhile, I hope
Oh,
you,
okay.
yeah, thank you, Adnin. And meanwhile, for those who are tuning in today, I hope you gain something. I hope you are able to see logistics is not really about trucks, there's more to that, and really consider this as your career. Promise you that this is one area where every industry needs you. And so put yourself into this industry and consider having your eyes open and your options open in the area. So don't hesitate to reach out to us, arrowstransaction.com, and we'll be willing to help you to take out your first ever steps towards your dream of studying abroad. With that, once again, thank you, Adnin. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you
Um,
very
No
much.
problem. Anytime.
yeah, yeah, we're
Thank
happy to
you.
have you. All right. So goodbye,
Bye.
everyone. I'll see you